Praise the Lord. Everybody. Y'all can be seated just for a moment because if y'all stay, I'm going to get started. I already know. So we're going to sit down for a moment so we can help. Good morning, Healing City. Hallelujah. You know, the church Michelle say, first giving honor to the Lord, who's the head of my life. But Michelle, when you wake up, you give honor to the Lord. I give honor to God for even allowing me to be here in my right mind with the availability of my limbs. It could have been another way, but God didn't see fit. My song is My Mind. I want to thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. It could have been me outdoors with no food. I'm just another number without tragic end. You didn't see fit to let none of these things be. Every day of your power, you keep on keeping me. And I want to say thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. It should have been me outdoors with no food and no clothes. Well, to say thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. If my mother was here, she would have told me stop singing. If my mother was here, you bet she like, oh, stay in your lane. That is not your lane. You don't know how to hold a beat. You off beat. You don't know how to hold a tune. But I read somewhere in the Bible shout that the Bible told me. Hey, listen. I read the word of God and it said make a joyful noise. I'm trying to set the stage. It says make a joyful noise unto the Lord. So whatever bring you joy, do it. Because God inhabits the praises of his people. It could have been me outdoors. Every time I would hear that song, Leslie, it will remind me of how he delivered me out of my addiction. Then every time I would hear that, I would remember the days while in my addiction with no food on my table because I traded food for a drug. Ooh, Shamaya, you're bad. Somebody holler that you done it. You're bad. Every time I would hear that song, it would remind me of all the lies I told to you. Oh, Jesus. Michelle, that song would always remind me of the lies I told to get some drugs to use and how I found more ways and means to tell another lie to you. So when the song said, thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me, because it still could be me outdoors trying to figure out who's going to be my victim today to give me $10 to get high. I could have been in a place of who I'm going to tell the baby need pampers to get some donuts. When I think about that song, and I say I can't get caught up in who I am right now and how far he's brought me, because it still could be me in my mind. I believe made that song for me to remind me, don't ever forget where you come from. Don't ever forget you can still be out there. Don't ever forget how you was naked. Don't ever forget how you was dirty. That song was made for me. That I'll never. It could have been me with no food next to my husband, don't forget. That song remind me that while I'm in my laundry room, don't forget. That song remind me when I can make a Thanksgiving dinner, don't forget. That song. Hey, new. We shall always have a song. And it shouldn't be a song we're just used to singing the whole day. We should have some meaning of that song. We should have some understanding of that song. There should be a message behind that song so I can keep it a miracle. Where y'all at today? Amen. Should have been outdoors with no food, no clothes. And Michelle, when I get there of no clothes, I remember of having so many clothes with tags on it, and I left my clothes because I was living from house to house at this time, and I left my clothes in the house of a user. She used, and I thought she was just holding my clothes. And Michelle, all I had on was what? All I had was what I had on. So when I went to ring her bell, I could see her, feel her, hear her, peeping out the peephole. And she didn't open her door, Michelle. She didn't let me in. And she took everything I had and sold it. She took everything I had and got rid of it. It could have been outdoors with no food and no clothes, without a tragic end. He didn't let none of these things be. Is there anybody in here that can open up their mouth this morning and say he didn't let none of those things be? What things he didn't let be? What the enemy targeted to happen to you? What the enemy said will happen to you? He didn't allow none of those things to be. He didn't allow the bad car accident. He didn't allow the divorce. He didn't allow your child to end up in prison. He didn't allow your family member to be out there holding a sign. He didn't let none of those things. Hey, he didn't let none of those things be. I thank God. Just want to say thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. And I want to say thank you, Lord. Is there anybody that can say it could be worse? Thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. Is there anybody saying about where I want to be? I want to say thank you, Lord, for all you. Is there anybody saying I wish I had more money to pay these bills? I want to say thank you, Lord, for. If you learn how to celebrate in the little things, if you learn how to celebrate God, Jim, when he haven't done it yet, when you learn how to celebrate when he haven't done it yet, you know how to go into a worship and lose your mind. You learn how to go into worship and not worry about who's around you. See, some of us got to learn this thing so we can conquer the things that's trying to control us. Some of us got to learn my wealthy place is in worship. My healing is in worship. My deliverance is in worship. But first I got to get grateful and have a gratitude of what he's done in order to be in the thank. Because some of us don't have no gratitude. Outdoors with no food. And my protection every step of the way. Thank you, Lord. Pray. Hey, Jimmy, he thought you was going to leave tonight. Hey, Lisa, he thought you was going to give up. Turn that thing up. All is done for me. Any grateful folks in today? Any happy folks today? Hey! Come on, make it personal. It's not an intimate relationship, though. That's it, too. Come on, you man, give him your worship. Come on, let him give him your praise. Give him your praise. Come on, Helen, sing it. Now wait. That's it, Wes. That's it, Wes. That's it, Wes. Full scholarship coming in your direction. A full scholarship. No money out of mama's pocket. No money out of your savings or your account. All you gotta do is raise your worship. You can get a miracle. You can get a breakthrough. Some of y'all just gotta let it go. Some of you gotta learn how to let go of every weight that easily besets you. You can clear your mind and worship. Stop worrying about that thing that's trying to overtake you. You can get rid of that hunger mind today. Thank you. That's it. That's it. Somebody put your hands together. Somebody should say, I feel better now. Somebody say, I feel better now. Oh, Lord, I don't know what y'all put that heat on today. Like Jesus.
Thank you.
But first, I want to give a shout out to the youth and the young adults for their activity last week. Jim, you are an awesome leader. Know your distractions come because of how you're leading. Then I want to give the singles. Come on, we can be better than that. If you're single, you should be the loudest person in the building. God is so strategic in what he does. Let me tell you something. When I was here, my pastor mentioned singles. I went, oh, I'm getting married. I ain't going no single meeting. I'm trying to help somebody else. Age. When they were like singles, I'm like, Because single men, you're going to stay single. Jim, I wouldn't go. Thunder? Because I thought singles don't have fun. Come on, Leanne, and walk with me. I thought single meant if you wasn't dating, wasn't in a relationship. I didn't know singles was if you're not married. I got somebody. Oh, Jesus. Rob, I thought because I was in a relationship, I wasn't single. But the thing is, if you're not married, you're single. And the thing is, if I want a healthy marriage, if I want a solid marriage, if I want a healthy relationship, I better attend some singles ministry, especially if it's led by a married person, so I can get some understanding of what I'm up against, so I can get some clarity. There is nothing wrong. It's not a disease to be single. There is nothing bad about being result is a good thing because it showed me my bad things so I can get better. Y'all take a look. You can put it back, James. I just got lost. I forgot we had decorations. Forgot about it. Thanks, James. So, God is so strategic, Rob, because let's put our hands together and find a man of God, y'all. Come on, y'all can do better than that. Come on, y'all. He makes me better. But I'm going to come back to man of God in a minute. But God is so strategic, Jim, because my husband worked over.
Set it up.
Thanks, Shell. Thanks, Nick. He worked later, Shaquille, that gave me permission to be available for the singles without no limitations and restrictions. Because even if my husband at home, I got to be a wife. And I got to know, Rob, the limitations. So if he was at home, I was restricted to time and limitation because I'm home now. And we can't say, well, I'm home and church. You got to learn how to cut it off as a wife and be that wife and get to church when you get back to church. Because I remember early on in marriage, it was church, not knowing it was neglect. Lily, I was so church-driven, God-driven, passion-driven, zeal-driven, people-driven, souls-driven, love-driven, that I neglect and abandoned the gift he gave to me. And see, as a result, I got what I sowed. I reaped what I sowed. Let me help y'all. I'm not talking about the act. I'm not talking about his behavior. I'm talking about what I got. Because we so quick to look at our spouse behavior, not looking at what we sowed to get, what we did. And Lisa, I said, God, this is strategic. You ordained this night because my husband hadn't worked over in a long time. But how is it the singles night, he's not here? And with him not being there, Jim, I said, oh, Lord, singles, we're about to have a whole shut-in. I said, I'm able to be available. And I'm able to listen. I'm able to hear. I'm able to help tonight. Because it's hard to help somebody, Shaquille, with restrictions and limitations on it. It's hard. And then, married people, we got to know our lane. Got to know our assignment, our mission, our mandate. So I looked at that as an opportunity. And singles, we did that thing on Friday night. We stayed all the way to after midnight. And what blessed me the most, man of God, is they wasn't afraid to express themselves, because many times I don't want Pastor to know I'm struggling with this. Many times, Leslie, I don't want Pastor to know I'm going through. I want Pastor to think I'm perfect. But I can't get help, Shaquille, pretending to be perfect. I can't get to live it. Hey, Leanne, nothing happens for me if I'm pretending to be. Write that down. But every single was naked and not ashamed. And I commend all of you for that this morning. But another thing that blessed me, he let them, Leslie, see what was inside of them. Because he made me pull back and let them be you. So they can see that it's in them too. And not just me, Sharon. And they started encouraging and ministering to each other. And I sat back and interceded. Because the very words that was given to them from somebody else was already given to them through me. Ebony, it was amazing. I was like, I couldn't even go to sleep. I texted Jim, and she said, Pastor, what you doing up? I said, I'm trying to come down. I could not get myself together. I forgot about the basketball games. Right? He said, did you watch any games? I'm like, but singles, I applaud all of you. And I will keep all of you lifted and updated. A good thing come out of it. And it won't be your demise or your defeat, but it will be your help. In Jesus' name. What's going on with this? Is it too loud or something? Is it good? It seems like it's an echo. You can stop the music if that's where the echo is coming from. And then Abney had a birthday all the way to October. October the 6th, to be exact. We all the way in November. But Abney said she wanted a birthday. Oh, okay. Because her birthday week, she gave birth. And 2 days after that, 4/15, was her birthday. So she like, I still want a birthday. I said, well, let's do it. But Abney and her anointed self, she texts every couple. Because we ain't selfish. Far from it. She didn't think about her house and my household. She thought about everybody to be a part that could be a blessing. And get a blessing. So your event last night turned out to a couple night. And it was real good because every now and then with ministry on our hands, Healing Center, sometimes we neglect the very thing we're supposed to give the most attention to. Sometimes we spend more time at church than our bedroom. Sometimes we spend more time on the line with an intercessor, prayer warrior, instead of communicating with our spouse. Sometimes we at the pool hall. Don't get happy, man, because I'm coming for your too. Sometimes we driving trucks all hours and in the pool hall and shooting dice and hanging out with the homies. That we forget our good thing at home. But we come to the church, Rob, and Healing Center to learn how to balance it all out. Yes. Then we come here to learn what's in the way, what's hindering and holding us up of being the best you can be. So we don't come here because we're perfect. We come here to learn how to live life on its own terms. Come to learn how to live, and that's what I want to talk about this morning. And y'all, next Wednesday is my husband's birthday. Right? And I encourage all of you next, because you can't be good to one and not the other. You can't like one and can't stand the other, because that's division. But I ain't saying you got to do the same amount, the same gift. But the same way you shower me, shower my husband next Sunday. That's it, y'all. That's right. Let me help us out too. We will fall into a spirit of offense and get on defense because our finance is not in a good place to do it. I'm walking this morning. Yes, you are. We will get a whole attitude that closed our spirit already and won't even get the word because of my finances is not where I can help. Or now I'm thinking of all the things he did to me or how he is and that's the enemy. Because at the time of a breakthrough, the enemy always come in that again to separate us from that breakthrough. You can say things are going good with my marriage, and the enemy immediately tell you what that spouse did that pissed you off. And you been just as cold as that milk in your fridge. I'm trying to help somebody. So I encourage us as myself as well. Let's honor and salute our man of God. Let's be a blessing and sow into his life. Because we all need to be watered. But in order for us to be watered, there has to be some seed. Thank you, Ebony. I was with my daughter yesterday. She said, "Let me drive." I said, "My daughter don't drive for well. She drives too." She said, "Let me zoom. I said, "Oh Lord, she done messed up. My heart was racing when she said, 'Let me drive.'" Then she had the zoom on it. I said, "Oh my God." I'm like, "Smile, go ahead." Under my breath, shot, tap. But you gotta know when a seed is necessary. You gotta know when a seed is required. Not trying to figure it out, but obey God. And we had the best time ever that we ain't had in a long time. And she began to tell me where I filled the most that left other places empty. She began to talk to me of how I did everything for her and her brother. And as a result of that, their struggle is a result of me doing everything. And she said, "Can I just be blunt?" I said, "Go on, be blunt." And sister blessed me because I tell Ebony all the time, as a result of losing Andre, I overcompensated with Donnie Shanky. The Lord is shifting, and I'm a follower. And the thing is, I wasn't going to lose another child was my mindset. And whatever I had to do to keep them from desiring what he desired. And then when he did, I was going to do it. And made sure I was in a position to make sure. And she said, "We still don't want for nothing." She said, "We still have everything. But there's some adult things we did wrong. There's some principles." But the thing is, Ebony, when they got grown, they left home before I could teach them. And once they felt like they was grown, they wasn't teachable.
That's real good.
Thank you, Sean. Thanks, Sheila. And the thing is, I was sitting there in confidence, Sheila, because I did my part. But when I tried to do the part that you listened, you was too grown to listen. So I can't blame myself for the part you missed out on, but I can help you now if you're willing to learn. Shall? And if you're willing to learn, I can teach you, but you got to have a teachable spirit and not have a closed spirit of what I didn't do when I wasn't there. And you also got to be open and take full responsibility of the part you played. I'm going to help you make that big. You might be wrong. I'm going to teach you how to do it. But I told you, you just didn't listen. I was the example in front of you, but you were so busy trying to get from me, you didn't watch what I did to be able to get to you.
Jesus.
So Jay, in front of them, I was responsible. In front of them, I didn't bring no men home. In front of them, I paid the bills. In front of them, I ran a business. In front of them, I took care of them. In front of them, I loved people. In front of them, I helped people. I did everything in front of them. And I was teaching about what I was doing. Because they watch what you do. When they say don't do that thing. So the thing is, I know I was the best of friends. Yes. And if you can compliment me on how good I am, then follow me while I'm being good. But when they know you're not going to compromise and condone what they're doing, you're the bad person. I know I'm going there because Raven's got it.
It's good. They be all right.
So parents, come on, that have children at home, come on, teach them. Sit them down and talk to them. Explain to them. Even in marriage, my husband blessed me this morning. Parents, don't just assume that they're getting it because you're bringing them to church. Don't even assume they're going to come out great because you bring them to church. Don't even assume that they're getting it, that they shouldn't be doing what they're doing at home. You got to make sure you're living what you're bringing them to learn. I pray y'all taking notes because they're straight out of the reservoir. The thing is, if you want them to be better than you are, than you were, then tell them that part. Don't assume that they know you want them to be better. Don't take it as they should because you ain't doing you no more. Don't assume that they're going to get it because you're in a better place. The thing is, you might be in a better place, but they still trying to get to the better of your place. And even in us changing our lifestyles, it still take a while for the people we was in the lifestyle with to accept where we at. It still takes some time for them to get to where we are, just like it took us. So they not going to get it right away. They may not get it this year. But if you keep living right, make sure you're including them in the right you're doing by explaining what they don't understand. Am I helping today? Yes.
Yes.
So my husband blessed me this morning, Ash. I always call it pillow talk. And I never had a conversation Sunday morning because I got to preach, I'm going to church. And the Lord was nudging me for a topic. I said, I know you ain't bothering me. You ain't even giving me a message today. I said, you got to be kidding me. I said, you got to be joking. But the more I wrestle with God, the more I pull myself together and close my spirit. I wasn't able to receive Ebony what he had for me all the way over. I just all the way. We give too much heat. Everybody right here. So, Ann, he said, I want you to have this conversation. God don't tell us the outcome. He don't tell us the blessing that's tied to it. He don't tell us that we're going to be healed after. He don't tell us that. He just tell us what to do. And if you would just obey God, you would be healed by now. But you're still trying to evaluate what it look like and how it's going to make you look as a result of doing something you are comfortable with doing or feeling proud not to do it. Thank you, Jim. Man of God, just throw me a kiss at 12:30. And I started having this conversation with my husband about marriage. And he had a conversation, Shaquille said, I ain't saying damn, you on my street. Shaquille, he started having a conversation felt was contrary to what I started. I'm trying to help somebody. But it still was in alignment with what I was talking about. So I listened. And then there was some stuff I wasn't in agreement with that I felt edgy. And the Holy Spirit said, can't get edgy with you. I'm helping the wives now. I'm helping the couples now. He said, He said, the same energy he gave you, you give it back. Whether he right, wrong, whatever, listen. Because in marriage, in order to learn your spouse, you gotta listen. And the thing is, we live as married people, but we live as strangers. And you're that because we never take time out to listen to one another. The only time majority married people communicate is when they bump heads. Come on, yeah. Y'all better help me in here. The most time we really laugh and do all of that after we had a disagreement. But we live in the house, pay the bills, watching TV, sit on the same chair, sleep in the same bed, but lack communication. Intimacy, all of that, no communication. So you are a total stranger to me. I only know what you like because that's the only time we get along. And then I know what irritates you because that's when we're fighting. But where's the peacemaker? Where do we make the peace? So the thing is, where do we make the peace? By listening and learning. And then come to a medium of how we're going to move from here. Oh, my God. So my husband said something back. And Michelle, while he was talking, when the Lord had to rebuke me, I start discerning his heart. I started hearing what was in his heart. And I started visualizing, Leslie, how much he was carrying for some while that was making him walk and respond and behave and react like he's been, that I've been misinterpreting because I was thinking it was something else when all I had to do was have a conversation. Come on, y'all. I might be talking about marriage, but it could be your child, your relationship with your child, your boss, your supervisor, your coworker. And after that, I said, wow. And I don't know about my husband, but I felt that way, said, because we could make a storm that was never in a forecast.
Yes. Yes. Hallelujah. Tornado.
So I got downstairs, Chef, and went to the table. Now I can hear him go. He wasn't speaking at first. He didn't give me a message at first. I was wrestling with him all week long. But now I'm at the table out here. He said, no, go back. And apologize.
Wow. There you go. I like it.
Go back and apologize for all your behavior. It's a shift in the house. He said, go back and apologize for your behavior and tell him how much you love him and how good of a wife you're going to be starting today. Can I say, husband? And I said, okay. Because I already knew the weight has been removed. I wasn't going to add more weight. I wanted to still walk in the victory I was in. I wanted to still be in the breakthrough I was in. I wanted to still get the blessings I'm about to get. But that was my task. Amen. Hey, it was my task. Because I already passed the test. My task got to be lived out. And the test, oh my God. You're going to keep repeating it until you get it. Hey, ooh, I was hot. Hey, the thing is, I started seeing my husband at the man that I was at the altar with, saying I do. I was like, God, I'm ready to say I do, I think. God, I done fell in love some more. God, he's the best thing. He just said he drives the car today. It's always me what to drive. But I'm looking at him, I was all like, God, you bless me with a sexy man. God, you bless me with a good man. I'm looking at him, admiring him, heart rejoicing. I'm thinking some stuff and birthday coming. I'm like, God bless me so I can bless him. God make a way for me so I can make a way for him. What is his desire, God? Give me his desire so I can meet him. God, what he like? Give me what he likes so I can meet him.
That's it.
Because the enemy will put so much weight upon our shoulders and make us mess up the very thing he sent to take the weight from us. The enemy, Michelle, can put so much stuff on us that we will fight the thing that was caused to remove it. I love my husband, and I am in love with my husband, and my marriage will last forever. I dare you open up your mouth and start making a declaration over your marriage, over your children, over your house. You gotta say, the devil can't have my spouse. You gotta say, the devil can't have my marriage. You gotta say, I'm a fight for my spouse. You better open up your mouth. The fight is in marriage right now because it matters. The fight is in marriage right now because the power of agreement. Because if the rib ain't operating, the man die. But I dare you to open up your mouth and say this rib gonna function properly.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Strong, happy love marriage. Thank you, God. Thank you, my God.
Luke, I just gave the devil black eye and he's the heel of the enemy. Recovery and restoration just hit your house. Deliverance and healing just hit your house. All you gotta do is be receptive. All you gotta do is explain yourself. All you gotta do is listen. The main ingredient is communication, and we keep leaving it out. You can't bake a cake without eggs. You can't bake brownies without oil. And eggs ain't good unless she's in it. Luke 16, verse 13. Relationships, friendships, you can't shut down. You gotta communicate so that person to know how to navigate. Right that time. You gotta learn how to communicate. You like me in the beginning. Now you in your own feelings and you in your own emotions. Tell me what's going on. Because if you like me, love me, then you'll let me help you. Come on. Gotta cut out this foolery. And guess what? It has nothing to do with you and her, or him and her, him and you, you and him. It has everything to do with the enemy that hate covenant. Yeah. Hate relationship. He want our good to be spoken evil of. He want us to mock God and make him out of a mockery. But we gotta do different, y'all. Gotta do different. If you're with me, you're with me. You ride with me, you ride with me. But communicate. So I don't feel like I'm out here by myself.
Oh, geez.
Tell me how you feel so I know if I need to do something different. Tell me what's on your mind so I know not to do that again. Because that's what I learned this morning.
Jesus.
Tell my husband when I opened that car door and saw the roses in his car seat, that made me feel good. But I don't just want it in disagreement. I want it every day. I get a gift card when we were out. But when we good, I don't get none. Let me know you proud of me. Let me know you pleased. Keep the gifts coming so I can get better. Because when you stop, you make me think I did something wrong. It's a two-way street, y'all. Luke 16, verse 13. Let me move. Hate, Michelle, I'll be coming from the New King James Version. Y'all can stand because y'all can sit for a while. I don't want y'all to sleep on me. Everybody that's not paralyzed from the waist down, stand with me as we honor the word of the Lord. Hey, Leanna, bless me, Friday. But Luke 16, verse 13, New King James Version. No servant can serve two masters. For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will be loyal to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and man. Mammon is anything outside of the will of God. You can be seated. Knew after I went through all of that and obeyed God, he gave me this topic. But knew you even can witness. I told you last night, I know. But this morning, man of God, he said, tell them, hey, Donna, you ready to scream? Something has to give. Thanks, King. Come on, Phil. I dare you to open up your mouth and say something has to give. I dare you to open. I dare you to lift your mind up in the air. I dare you not to worry about who's sitting beside you. I dare you not to worry about what you're going to look like. I dare you to pat yourself and tell yourself something has to give. Hey, sis, I dare you say something has to give. Let me ride this bike without the training wheel. Hey, somebody take the training wheel. Something new has to give. Hey, Ronnie. I like this smile. Something has to give. That's what the Lord said. That's why I had to have a conversation. And I got a victory after it. I got a breakthrough after it. I got a blessing after it. I felt better after it. I come and tell you the same word. Something has to give. Can I talk? Can I talk? Shaquille, is it good? We've been dealing with emotions and our faith. Been tried. Leslie, in the area of our emotions. Shall we been tried in the area of our faith? So Shanika, I've been seeking God for the help. He knew the resolve. In this hour, for us to get back Healing Center to a place of wholeness. Trying to navigate, I'm trying. To navigate us back to a place of loving Jesus. My Lord. With everything inside of us. I'm trying, Leslie, to get us back to a place of making him priority. I'm trying, Ebony. I'm trying to getting our homes, our marriages, our finances, our children back into alignment. I'm trying, Healing Center, to help us recover, Tiara, from the war, from the fight, from the opposition, from the warfare we've been in here. Therefore, during my meditation this morning, my thoughts, Rob, was give and take. Come on, take you right with me. You got your training wheels or you took yours on too? Tomorrow, we ride together. Me and Devontae took our training wheels on. So my meditation, Devontae, this morning was we got to give and take. We can't keep taking. And we can't keep giving. Because after giving so much and not getting nothing back, you get tired. After taking so much, you else and tell them something has to give. Like we have been willing to give up something. Sheila, I feel you with me today, Sheila. You took the training wheels off, right? Come on, Sheila. Y'all see that? Somebody should have started dancing with Sheila. That's a victory right there. Hey, Sheila, like we have to be willing to give up some things in order to get something. We must let go of some things so we can recover from something. In order to recover, we must rid ourselves of what hurt us. Trying to help us this day today. We must let go of the things that held us up and still holding us up. We must let go of the things that cause trauma, disappointment, and setbacks. It has to be a give and take. Somebody shout, something has to give. We tend, Michelle, to try to mix everything together. Hey, Ebony, what's that drink? Lemonade, tea, ice, raspberry? She had tea and strawberry lemonade in one glass. Then we do half and half. Thanks, sis. We have lemonade and tea. And they taste good, so we think they are good. Leslie, we put everything, we tend to put everything in the same category. We tend, Nicole Range, to put everything in the same glass. We tend, Michelle, to put everything in the same bowl. Hey, Shaquille, we tend to put everything on the same plate. And Lisa, we look at a concoction. And I remember that people used to say it's all going in the same place. But if it's a concoction, it's a possibility you're going to have gas. Sheila, it's a possibility that you're going to have to take some time due to indigestion. And some of us, our acid reflux is going to act up. And everything we bury, we're like, ew, what did I eat? Pass gas, what did I eat? But everything, oh my God, the only thing, Roddy, that I found out has the same category as sin. The only thing I found out that's in the same category is sin. So if it's the same category, but a concoction causes chaos. Concoction create a storm. A concoction create a blow up. A concoction can create a fall apart. Because we put it all on the same plate. We put it all in the same glass. We put it all in the same bowl, but it don't go together. You gotta have a meat, a vegetable, and a starch. And some of us just greedy. We got 2 starches, 3 meats, and eat all of that. And like, who in the world went to that bathroom? Woo-wee. Somebody shout, something has to give. Everybody can't go. Come on, something has to give. Everything can't go. Nevertheless, as much as many of us, hey Rob, preaching to you today. Nevertheless, as much, I'm preaching to all of us. Y'all should know me by now. Nevertheless, as much as many of us are tired of the old season, tired of repeating the same cycle, tired of facing the same challenges, we must be willing to give something up. We must be willing to let go of what's trapping the it that we're tired of. We must be willing to let go of what we're attracted to get something different. If you sit still long enough and listen, you'll discover it's you. If I wouldn't have listened, I kept saying him. But if I listened, I learned it was me. Misinterpreting things from a lack of understanding. Hey, Jim, I feel this one this morning. Some of us have to give up addiction. Let go of bad habits. The bad energy we continue to connect and engage with that we know is unhealthy. We know what's healthy for us. We know what don't go in the same glass. We know what don't go on the same plate, but we still do it. But we know, Leslie, we know what's unhealthy. We know what's healthy for us. We know what builds us, and we know what breaks us. We know what's beneficial, and we know what causes care. So when we know better, come on, somebody. When we know better, we got to do better. And when we do better, we get different results. Who am I preaching to today? He is this word for. But when I start wanting different, I start walking different. And I want different all the way across the board. So I got to find out what I keep doing that's the same thing that's causing me the same thing. Look to your neighbor and say something has to be. Journey with me to the book of Luke. It says no servant can serve two masters. For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will be loyal to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. And when I look at that, when we came in here the first time, we were serving two. My meditation man of God, he took me back to when we first came to him. And when we first came to him, we had a lack of understanding. We had a lack of identity. We had a lack. A lot of lack. And we came with two masters. We came with two gods. We came to know this God, but we came with our addiction. We came wanting to know this God, but we came with our emotions. We came wanting to come to church, but we came with our car. We came with our house. We came with our spouse. We came with our other God. And after a while, Jazz, after coming with two gods, we supposed to fall in love with the one and only God and divorce the other one. But all of us, not all of us, some of us are still trying to get both of them to the door. Some of us are still trying to get things from God with our other God. Shaquille, some of us are still made up in my mind. I ain't let nothing go. I ain't giving up nothing, and I want something. But the thing is leaving us frustrated and blaming somebody else for your condition and your circumstance. But it's what you refuse to give up that you don't have what you desire. It's what you refuse to let go of. But today you got to say something has to give. Because if you want different, if we want different, if we want better, we got to become the different and the better we want. Because in order for you to see it, you got to see you doing it first. Because the thing is, everything you are, you see. Oh, you sometimes. you're a liar. You're a betrayer. You're a thief. I only can see it because it's me. And I know what it looks like. But the thing is, sometimes we fight because it changed and we didn't. But instead of fighting you because you changed, I should ask you how you changed. But the thing is, I'm still holding on to my God that I refuse to let go. So it's impossible for you to hear when you're holding on to the wrong God. When we hold on, Emmanuel, to the wrong thing, that's the thing that dictates to us. The thing we feed the most, spend time with the most, give to the most, is the most to become our most. Crystal keep bringing these bun cakes, everything. If she ain't got a bun cake, she got a cupcake. But she know we working on our way. She know we shouldn't be eating sweets. She know we trying to get down and get these rolls so we can be everything in a bag of chips for our husbands. But she keep bringing these bun cakes, bun cupcakes. But the thing is, we know we can't have it. But it's good. We know it's unhealthy. But we keep eating. We know how many calories we're going to eat just to get a cut. But the thing is, we refuse to give it up. We refuse to tell her to stop bringing them. But because we know she's going to bring them, we won't say nothing to her so we can eat it. I'm making sense? So we can eat it when she brings it. But if we are willing to change and really want our weight to come down, we would say, Crystal, because we all know she's going to bring it. We should say, Crystal, don't bring no cupcakes, no cupcakes. This morning was right down the tray. I said, oh. My cake said, drink it with your tea. I said, nope, I don't eat before service. That thing kept talking to me. I was in that too on the corner. But the thing is, when we serve, we reserve. When we serve, we reserve. So if I'm serving it, I'm making a reservation to get it again.
Wow.
If I keep catering to it and I keep serving it, I'm going to reserve you for a bad day. If I keep serving and reserving you, I'm going to save you from when nobody else pays me no attention. But if I give up what I'm serving, then I won't reserve nothing. So when I get in a bad place and have a bad day, I'll do the work that was taught. But when I'm serving still you, I'm going to do what I love the most because I ain't got to a place I'm not liking it. Yvette, the meditation is 12:25. The meditation is, for me this morning, for us, was we already coming here with two gods. If we don't let go the other God, we're going to love the one we came with first, because the one we came in with, has the most seniority. Michelle, this thing is hot, and some people ain't getting it. Lily, we came in here with a God, but we came in here being taught by another God to give up this God. But this God got us. This God got us playing against this God. This God is trying to deceive this God. But we don't know because we're in the middle man. But the thing is, I got to keep reminding myself of why I came in the beginning so I'll be aware of this God that don't mean me no good. Because I'll remind myself of what I was doing before I got here. I'll remind myself of how I did it before I got here. To learn, I got to give up this thing so I can. Somebody say something has to give. Something has to give. Am I making sense here? So we came. But if you be honest with yourself right now in the meditation, Emmanuel, there go Jim. The one we give the most attention to, give us the most knowledge.
Yes.
The one we spend the most time with is the one we love the most. We only here 2 days, but some only here once. And some of us that are here to one is what we apply during the week on this one. And us that come to, what do we apply on the after the 2 days we're not here? And the thing is, we leave it here and go to that other God because it got the most anointing. It got the most likes. It got the most attention. Some of us, if we ain't getting attention, we ain't satisfied. Come on. If I don't get that text message, if I don't get that phone call, if you be gone, I don't know how to act. So we'll leave the God that's teaching us to be okay with ourselves. We'll leave the God that's building our esteem. We'll leave the God that's building our confidence to go to the one that sedate and validate my issue because I ain't got to a place to release it. So I'm coming to this place, hospital, to be healed, to be seen by a doctor, to be nursed and all of that. But if I don't receive the help that the doctor give me this prescription to take, and I'll take it, I'm going to end up back like I was before I came to the doctor. The thing is, I got to keep taking this medication because it's got to be an ongoing process, a lifestyle, because all of my life I live like this, but now there's God trying to tell me to live like that, but I need some medication so I can get rid of it. Somebody shout something. Somebody shout something. Has to give. Everything. Can't go. Everybody. Can't go. Not even the old me. Say the old man. Can't go. Say the old me. Can't go. If I'm believing God to set me free. Because the old man is used to fighting. So if I want to be free, I gotta need an old man over there and get over here so I can get free. We can't get free because the old man never wanted to be. The old man enjoying getting high, using drugs, sniffing dope, cheap coke. But the new man trying to learn how to live a life without the use of drugs. So I gotta fight. I gotta fight. But how? You gotta realize how unbeneficial your other God is and learn how beneficial your God is. But the thing is, we gotta learn to spend more time with him to gain understanding of him. I'll have more than I ever had with him, and I'll lack more than I ever lacked with him. I'm trying to teach this thing, Thunder. I'm trying to make sense out of it, Thunder. We cannot serve two. Because guess what? You love getting high more than you love staying clean. The kids here. But you love that more than they call nympho. She tell me everything. I don't know. The thing is, some of us got a high drive. But that's a God I serve. Masturbation, all of that. That's a God. That's a master. But if I go over here, he'll teach me how to love me. If I go over here, he'll heal my wounds. If I go over here, he'll take care of my issues. He'll deal with it and show me what I need to work on. But he will keep sedating me with what I like, so I'll never give him a chance. He'll, come on, husband, pull me. Come on, he know I'm getting better, but she know I need to get better. He know how good I was over here, but she know how beneficial it be for me over here. He know I gave him everything over here. He know he had to wait for some things over here. So the one that has the most influence will be the one that pulled you the most. If God don't, and Rob, are you listening? If God don't have the most influence over you, you're going to keep being pulled by the other God. If your wife don't have the most influence, you're going to be pulled by the homeboys. If your spouse, your husband don't have the most impact, today, talking to my husband, I said, you know what? Thank you, Chef. talking to my husband this morning, Chef. I said, you really got my best interest. Don't misinterpret this thing. I said, I'm listening to your heart. And you're defending me from everybody that has hurt my heart, trying to hurt my heart, and don't mean me no good. You're trying to back me up from people trying to protect my heart where I've been misinterpreted all along. Because I feel like if I love them, you should love them. I feel like if they tight with me, they should be tight with you. No, they shouldn't be. I should be able to stand back and say, beware. I should be able to stand back and say, not so. I should be able to stand back and say, it ain't no good. And the thing I learned, see, all of y'all will tell me yes, and he'll say, get yourself together. One thing I learned, I say, Pastor, you good. And he said, you better let them people sit down and stop saying your mouth so long. One thing he can do is hold me accountable. One thing I want from my husband is tell me when I don't want to hear. One thing I want my husband to be able to say, check yourself, your attitude is on. So the thing is, if we keep on fighting, we fighting our health. We're hurting our health. When he said, I'm going to let you go out there and drown. I'm going to let you go out there and get bit. I'm going to let you get, somebody shout something has to give. And we got to invest in the thing that's more beneficial to us. The word of God is. Intimacy with God is. Spending time in the presence of God is. I got up before he got up and I laid there. And I asked God, what is it today? He said, pillow talk. I said, that pillow talk at night. He said, no, pillow talk now. I said, no, I ain't even got a message. I know my husband, if he say something, I'm going to be thrown all off. And shucks, I might not want to get out of bed after pillow talk. I want to say somebody else preached to that. So I don't know what you got up your sleeve, God. I don't know. So I was razzing because, look, it could be a part two. Okay, that's for the couples right here. So the thing is, I had to obey God to see my help. I had to obey God to know who was on my team. I had to obey God to see who really had my back. And a person said to me last week, your daughter got to come back because your snakes is too close.
Wow.
Look to your neighbor and say something has to give. And the thing is, even though, get the girls, even though I came in here with it, I should be able to trust God now to give it to him. Even though I came in here with a limp. Even though I came in here with sugar diabetes. Even though I came in here with a fornicating spirit. Even though I came in here with a lying spirit. Even though I came in here with an addiction. He has done so much for you by now that you should be willing to divorce the God that you used to serve and now serve God, who made a way out of no way, who keep blessing you beyond measure, who keep meeting you at the level you need. Whenever we get to a place of totally, solely dependent on God, He gonna blow our mind. Yes. He gonna blow our mind. I said to my husband the other day, I said, sisters reconciliation, look at all that. I said, in a little bit of time. So this was the evidence of why he was fighting us at our beginning. This is why he keeps trying to put a wedge between us, because we produce so much together. If you didn't produce so much, he wouldn't be coming after the much you had. He's only trying to make us go back and serve the God we was losing with when we thought we was winning. Ebony, I'm trying to get y'all to understand, and I'm proud of making sense. But the enemy only trying to get us to go back to the God we were serving before, to lose all over again. Because what we gained was giving this God a change. And what more we can have is laying down everything to get him.
Yes.
I'm closing out. The Message version. And I'm closing out. This is because I tried to give it to us. Luke 16, shall
Yes.
verses 13 through 18 from the Message version. Abner said, God sees behind appearances. So the thing is, what we do away from home, we forget our bodies is Jesus' home. We forget our bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit, right? So whatever I do outside of my home, he still dwells in mine. So anything I do, say, whatever, he sees, he knows. So it's nothing, no secret ever in the sight of God. And the penalties and the consequences is the response and the reactions to the people that you think you're betraying. Ooh, thank you, Uncle Doug. So I'm going to read 10 through 13. It said Jesus went on to make these comments. Somebody shout, something has to give.
Something has to give.
Look to somebody and say, everybody can't go.
Everybody can
Find
go.
somebody else and say, everything can't go.
Everything can go.
And tap yourself, say, you either.
You either.
So if he tell us, say, you either, it's something in you got to change.
Yes.
Hey, man, I'm going to have a meeting with all of you real soon. I want to have a Zoom call with us. Because I'm going to need y'all for security and all of that the week of the Women's Resolve. We're going to need some help, men. So Jesus went on to make these comments. If you're honest in small things, everybody listen, everybody paying attention. If you're honest in small things, you'll be honest in big things.
Yes.
If you're a crook in small things, you'll be a crook in big things. If you're not honest in small jobs, who will put you in charge of the store? No worker can serve two bosses. He'll either hate the first and love the second, or adore the first and despise the second. You can't serve both God and the bank.
Yes.
14 through 18. When the Pharisees, a money obsessed bunch, heard him say these things, they rolled their eyes, dismissing him as hopelessly out of touch. So Jesus spoke to them. You are masters at making yourself look good in front of others. Somebody just say ouch.
Ouch.
That's why I say your temple belongs to him. So you can make yourself look good in front of others, but God knows what's behind your appearance.
Yes.
God knows what's behind the appearance. What society sees, Ebony, and calls monumental, God sees through and calls monstrous. Because the heart of the matter and what the means we go through and do to get it to look good. God's love and the prophets climaxed in John. Now it's all kingdom of God, the glad news, and compelling invitation to every man and woman. Your invitation today is leader only to get to know. Your invitation today is to voice your God to get to know this God. Your invitation today is lay down your life to get the life that God designed for you. Your day today is an invitation to Christ, not to chaos. The sky, Yvette, will disintegrate and the earth dissolve. Before a single letter of God's law wear out. It will. Using the legalities of divorce as a cover for lust is adultery. Using the legalities of marriage as a cover for laws is adultery. Everybody stand to your feet. Something has to give. Is there anybody here with me on today? Say something has to give. Is there anybody that will be honest to say something has to give? We're in the 11th month. Not many weeks before closing out a year. Are you satisfied with all of the something that's in you? Are you satisfied with everything you're doing? Is God pleased? If you say, pass this to me, I got 2 masters. Can you take me through the divorce court this morning, this afternoon? Divorce court is here. Is there anybody that need to divorce your God for this God? Addiction, porn, masturbation, lying, betrayal, idolatry, adultery. Are you here today? Because the Bible said if you say you without sin, you're alive. And some of us, whether we want to admit or not, what we love the most is our God. And guess what? If we're lacking, we ain't loving God the most. It's not our emotions. Everybody really should be at the altar. But we're waiting for somebody to move first. But guess what? When I go, there's somebody that follow me to the altar and go with me. They ain't got a heaven or hell to put me in. They ain't paying my bills, they ain't feeding me, but I'm worried how they watch me. I'm worried about what they gonna think of me. I watched around the couples last night, Yvette. I ain't say nothing. I looked over on Zoom on the singles. I ain't say nothing because I know we all in a process. But when do you get tired of not making progress in your process? You want to come to the altar. No man can judge you. But God already sees you. Because my body, that's right, Thunder. My body is the temple of the Holy Ghost. Right. And where he dwells, he already knows. So I can't even hide. My conviction will get greater. And my sin will too. Because I'm loving the thing that I refuse to expose.